we doing, folks? It's Pop Music Freak. I am back with another Song Facts Countdown video. We are up to number 890 on my list of 1,000 favorite songs of all time. It's the number one smash for a rockin' Canadian band from the middle of the 70s. A song that was done pretty much as a joke, making fun of someone. Ended up becoming the biggest hit they would ever have. I am talking about Bachman-Turner Overdrive, and the song is You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet. Let me give you the song facts on You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet. The song was written by Randy Bachman for the band's third studio album, Not Fragile, 1974. It was released as a single in 1974 with an instrumental track, Freewheelin', as the B-side. It reached the number one position on the Billboard Hot 100 and the Canadian RPM chart, both same week, November 9th, 1974, as well as earning the band their only major hit single in the United Kingdom, peaking at number 2 on the UK singles chart. The follow-up single, Roll On Down the Highway, was also a minor UK hit, along with being a number 18 hit in the US and Billboard. Okay, the lyrics of the song tell the narrator meeting a devil woman who gives him love. The chorus of the song includes the song's famous stutter and speaks of her looking at him with big brown eyes and saying, "You ain't seen nothing yet, bubba baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet." Here's something that you're never gonna forget, bubba baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. You ain't been around. Anyway, development. Well, You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet was written by Randy Bachman, as I mentioned. In the Rolling Stone record guide, writer Dave Marsh called the song a direct steal from The Who, but an imaginative one. The chords of the chorus riff are very similar to the ones used by The Who in their song Baba O'Reilly, and also the stuttering vocal is reminiscent of My Generation. Bachman insists that the song was performed as a joke for his brother Gary, who had a stutter, with no intention of sounding like My Generation. They only intended to record it once with the stutter and send the only recording to Gary. Bachman developed the song while recording BTO's third album, Not Fragile, in 1974. It began as an instrumental piece inspired by the rhythm guitar in Dave Mason's Only You Know and I Know. Bachman says it was basically just an instrumental and I was fooling around. I wrote the lyrics out of the blue and stuttered through them. The band typically uses the song as a work track in the studio to get the amplifiers and microphones set properly. But when winding up production for the album, Charlie Fack of Mercury Records said the 8 tracks they had lacked the magic that would make a hit single. Some band members asked Bachman, "What about the work track?" Bachman reluctantly mentioned that he had this 9th song, but he did not intend to use it on the record. He said, "We have this one song, but it's a joke. I'm laughing at the end. I sang it on the first take. It's sharp. It's flat. I'm stuttering to do this thing for my brother." Fox asked to hear it, and they played the recording for him. Fox smiled and said, "That's the track. It's got a brightness to it. Kind of floats a foot higher than the other songs that when you listen to it." Bachman agreed to rearrange the album sequence so the song could be added, but only if he could re-record the vocals first, without the stutter. Fox agreed, but Bachman said, "I tried to sing it normal, but I sounded like Frank Sinatra. It didn't fit." Fox said to leave it as it was with the stutter. Reception. Billboard described You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet as a basic rocker featuring licks reminiscent of the Velvet Underground's Sweet Jane and praised the melodies and the vocal hook. Cashbox says that this simply super rocker with the perfect hook is a rock experience that is not to be missed, and that is one of the best rockers of the year. While not originally intended to be a single, You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet was becoming a hit as an album cut. Radio stations all over the USA were giving it a great deal of airplay as Not Fragile was soaring up the album charts. So much so that Bachman was embarrassed because he thought it was a stupid song, just something that he wrote as a joke. With no singles yet released from the Not Fragile album, Fox would regularly call Bachman with airplay reports asking for permission to release You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet. Bachman said, "And I refused for 3 weeks. I was producer, so I had final say on what went out. I woke up one day and asked myself, why am I stopping this? Some of my favorite records are really dumb things like Louie Louie. So I said to Charlie, okay, release it. I bet it does nothing. You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet debuted at number 65 on the September 21st, 1974 Billboard Hot 100 and reached the top of the Hot 100 7 weeks later. It was the only U.S. number one single in BTO's history, while in the Guess Who, Bachman had penned one other U.S. chart topper, American Woman, which hit number one in 1970 for 3 weeks. You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet also holds the record for the falling furthest on the chart before returning to the top 10, after falling to number 34 2 weeks after being number one. It jumped back to number 8 for 2 weeks, largely because of interest in the flip side, an instrumental called Freewheelin'. The song is not listed in Billboard's Top 100 Singles of 1974, despite having reached number 1 within the time period covered by the chart, and is listed as the number 98 song of 1975. Its absence from the 74 list and a low placing on the 75 list is due to its rapid ascent to number 1 and rapid descent from number 1 before re-peaking at number 8, meaning its chart points will not focus within either 74 or 75. It was kind of cut in half because Billboard generally penalizes anything that's on the top of the charts in November and December and counts those points towards the next year. But I've discussed that before in another video too. But in Canada, the single reached number 1 and won the 1976 Juno Award for Best Selling Single. In the UK, it reached number 2, kept off the top of the charts by a song called Lonely This Christmas by Mud. It was later introduced to a new generation of fans in the UK when a remix version was used as a theme tune to the ITV's network's coverage of Formula One Grand Prix racing between 2003 and 2005, resulting in increased radio airplay for the original song in the UK during that period. Uses in popular culture. BTO's version appears in a 2019 and 2022 TV commercials for Applebee's and prominently features in the 2012 film comedy The Watch. What else? The song is used for an episode of the Drew Carey Show called The Dog and Pony Show, after an unfortunate misunderstanding results in the dog of Drew's boss being accidentally neutered. He comes up with a plan to replace the dog. He, Oswald, Lewis, Mr. Wick, and Al Larry will strip to You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet. Okay. The song was also used in the trailer for Barnyard in 2006. So it's shown up in popular culture here and there through the years. Looking at the chart success throughout the world, like I mentioned, it hit number 1 in Canada, besides the USA. Also, the Danish singles chart, Germany, New Zealand, South Africa. Hit number 2 in the UK, number 2 in Yugoslavia, number 3 in Austria and the Netherlands. For the year-end chart, like I mentioned, it didn't chart on the year-end chart in the USA in 74. In Canada, it was the number 4 single of the year. Cover versions, there was a band called Figures on the Beach, did a cover version that hit number 67 on the Billboard Hot 100. What else we got? Anybody else really? Nah, not really. But that's about it. Those are the song facts for You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet by Bachman-Turner Overdrive. Number 890 on my list. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please share, please like, please subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified when the next video is coming. And I wish you all a pleasant day. Peace and love. Forgot to mention there will be a link to the music video in the description. Peace and love again.